welcome back to my channel. Let's continue with the story of Mitch and Jared. This is Outed, Chapter 24. I never considered myself gay, never considered myself bi. I didn't know what I was now. Maybe labels don't matter. What did matter was that I laid next to Mitch, my love, watching the slow rise and fall of his naked back as he slept. The pillow hid most of his bruises. For a moment, I could see the Mitch from years ago. Last night my orgasm had been intense, as evidenced by the condom and the paper towel on the side table. I smiled as I remembered us falling asleep last night, Mitch tucked into my shoulder. How had I been so lucky? I slipped off the bed, careful not to disturb Mitch, grabbed the paper towel and condom, and headed to the bathroom to flush the evidence away. I finally had evidence. I went back to the bedroom, found my briefs, put them on, and lay next to Mitch. Last night had happened, and surprisingly, I was happy with that. I leaned over, kissed Mitch's shoulder, and moved his hair out of the way. God, he looked incredible naked. As I began to massage Mitch's neck, he stirred, but didn't open his eyes. That feels nice. What's my name? The lovely Mitch Parker. You remembered, Mitch said, opening his eyes. How long has that been? Not long enough to forget this. I reached under Mitch's side and tweaked the ribs. Mitch shrieked. That never gets old, I said. Mitch rolled to his side and propped his head on his elbow. Can you fall in love with the same person twice? I leaned over and brushed my lips against Mitch's. Maybe 3 times, Mitch whispered. Leaning over a little further, I nibbled on Mitch's ear. If you keep that up, Mitch said, you're going to be very late for work. Mitch was so right. I tilted Mitch's head just enough to reach his lips. But worth it. I'll make coffee, he said. You get a shower. Remember, I always make the coffee, I whispered. Your job is to drive me crazy. My job? Does it come with any extra benefits? Mitch raised his eyebrows and cocked his head. The phone rang in the living room, and kept ringing. Talk about spoiling the mood, I said. Next time, I'm yanking the cord out of the wall. The phone still rang. They must think Edna's in the kitchen. Mitch rolled out of the bed and grabbed his briefs and pulled them on. Old phones are annoying. I'll see who it is. I grabbed a towel and walked into the bathroom, staring back at my lover. It wouldn't take much to get used to this. Mitch. I walked into the living room and glared at the caller ID box beside the phone. Donna's number. My heart beat a little faster. What was she doing calling here? In all the years I'd been coming over here, she'd never called the Parkers. She had never even asked me for the number. She had told Jared I was gay even before Bailey had beaten me. I took a deep breath and gripped the headset. I picked up the phone and listened. Edna, I have a client in a few minutes, so I don't have much time to talk, but I wanted to tell you that I got the pictures you sent. Donna went quiet. When next she spoke, her voice quivered. God, I've been a fool all these years. I can't believe Bailey did that to my son. I hated her. I felt bad for her. And I pitied her all at the same time. I tried to sound like Edna. Yep. Donna never noticed because she never stopped talking. I called Longridge and everything Harding's insurance didn't cover, I did. Just don't tell Mitch, okay? Confused, I said, Why, Donna? I didn't think you liked me. There was a long, awkward stillness where I only heard her breathing. Maybe a soft sob caught in her throat. Hello, Mitch, Donna said. To make some kind of conversation, I said, How did you get the number? When you disappeared last weekend, Edna called me to see if I had heard anything. We've been in touch every day since. Are you okay? Peachy. You? The pause continued. What did I expect? Hysterical crying? How about up high? How's the truck? Jared and Edna are letting me stay here while I get things sorted out. Donna still hadn't said anything. I'm applying for a cashier position at Harding's. There's a little pay raise that goes with it. We never talked before anyway. Why would now be any different? Belt test is in 3 weeks, on a Friday. I should be getting my blue belt if all goes well. Still, no answer. You need to know, I'm not going to be a Lassiter, I said. As soon as I can, I'm changing my name. Me too. When the divorce is final, I'll be a Compton again. What will you be? Parker. Another pause, but not so long. You and Jared? He spent 12 hours looking for me and sat nearly 24 by me in the hospital. Something warm spilled from my eye. That changes the way you look at things. Another sob caught in her throat. I'm sorry. I thought Jared knew everything. I didn't know you kept it all secret from him. Forgive me. I think I ruined your life. I survived, I said, only because Jared and Edna helped me. The soft sound of Donna crying came through the phone. Edna called me every morning and every night, telling me how you've gotten along. I'm so sorry. I should have divorced Bailey years ago, maybe a decade ago, when we first started having problems. I thought that all marriages have trouble and this would blow over. I couldn't have been more wrong. It's all my fault. You should have had a happy life. Not the hell we... Jared's arm tightened about me. Is that Donna? I nodded. It's okay, Donna. We'll make it. We both will. I'm not strong like you, Donna said. When I got here, Edna made me realize that with as bad of parents as we were, you turned out all right. You paid off your truck, got a job, took care of your condition, studied karate, made your own life, helped out wherever you could. God, I should have done more to help you. I'm so sorry. Donna, Jared said, sorry is not going to cut the suffering you put Mitch through. You and Bailey drove him out. I think there's something else you need to say. Something Mitch hasn't heard from his family, from you, for years, maybe never. If you want to start healing this relationship, then you know what you need to say. Donna went silent again. Another sob. You'd think I'd learned to wear waterproof mascara by now. Jared's right. Mitch, I want you to know that I'm very proud of you. Edna made me realize that I loved you. Can you and me, maybe Jared and Edna, can we be a family again? I'd like that, Mom. You haven't called me that for years, Mom said, whimpering. Jared wiped the tears falling from my eyes. I had to change topics. Mom, do you mind if I grab my old bed from the monster house? Mom gave a soft, humorless chuckle. I finally understand why you called it that. I'm never living there again, I said. Neither am I, Mom said. I found an apartment back in Bakersfield, but I need some things. I'm coming back to the monster house tonight. Come on over. We'll catch up. I'll bring pizza, Jared said. Mom gave a soft chuckle and said, I'd like that. Take the bed, your old desk, whatever else you need. I'm selling the place. What about Bailey? I asked. If he wants to keep it, then he has to pay me half. Noemi is coming by to clean up, and the realtor is taking pictures. We'll make it a farewell party. Thanks, Mom. Do you want to come back to Bakersfield with me? Donna asked. Jared stiffened when he heard that. No, Mom. I took Jared's hand and squeezed it. My life's here. Jared and I want to make this work. I am his fiancé, after all, Jared said. Jared. Mitch said goodbye to his mom, or is it Donna, or whatever he's calling her now. His jaw was a little open. He smiled slightly. He's so cute when he's flustered and wearing nothing but breathes. Time for the truth. I keep asking myself where we are. I turned Mitch around and held him far enough away to look at his eyes. We will always be best friends, but we are much more than that. We passed boyfriend stage who knows when. What is the next level? After last night, is it fiancé? Are you ready for that? Mitch asked. I think so. It's happening without me doing anything. I don't even know what to tell anybody, even Mom. But what I do know is that I love you, even if you do want to sleep in separate beds. Don't you get it? Mitch said, smiling. It has 4 legs. Remember last night? You enjoyed it, pervert, I said. That's why you love me. Mitch leaned in and gave me a small kiss. That, I said back, flirting. And your cute little butt. I am going to be very late for work. Mitch. I took the ugly truck over to the Java Dive and parked. Was I ready for fiancé status? Jared was right. Things had moved fast. Too fast? Jared had also said that we had been more than best friends for years, boyfriends without realizing. We had done everything a couple had done, without the romantic stuff. Now, we had the romantic stuff. Jared was okay with that. As I sat back in the old duct-taped seat, I realized so was I. Jared handed me a decaf as we left the dive, taking the Hyundai to Long Ridge Memorial. We climbed out and walked through the sliding doors, holding hands, and Jared slung the lime green backpack over his shoulder. In the elevator, I lifted Jared's hand and kissed it. Are you ready? Jared said. Do you think she already knows about us? Knowing Mom, Jared said. Probably. When the elevator opened, we walked down the hall to the end. That was your room, Jared said, pointing to a door. Did I ever tell you thank you? I said. Not today, no. Thank you for rescuing me. You can pay me back when we get home tonight, Jared said with a wicked little grin. What about Edna? She'll turn the TV up. We entered Edna's room. She lay there, almost frozen, blanket pulled up to her chin, and when she saw us, she said, Get me out of here. Dr. Armstrong hovered over her, holding her charts and flipping through them. He looked up as we entered. Jared, Mitch, good to see you. We've been talking about a few things. Jared and I pulled up a couple of chairs and took our seats. I had to adjust the sling a little so my elbow wouldn't bang on the armrest. Then I took Jared's hand. First of all, the less bad news. Your blood pressure is only 60 points above normal, high enough that we have some serious concerns, and we recommend lifestyle changes and medication to bring it under control. What do you mean that this is the less bad news? Jared said. My lover's hand was freezing. Everything else is much more disturbing, Dr. Anderson said. Jared's hand tightened in mine. I squeezed back. An A1C of 10 tells me you have diabetes. Your fasting glucose is way too high to be healthy. Your cholesterol is double. Jared had gone pale. His legs shook. I released Jared's hand and put an arm around him. It's okay. We've dealt with worse. Jared leaned into me. Hold this. I handed Jared my decaf. Drink it if you need to. Jared accepted it. Mrs. Parker, Dr. Anderson continued, with numbers like these, you are a prime candidate for a major cardiovascular event like a stroke or a heart attack. You need to make some changes, or I'm afraid you won't see your boys get married. Jared, Mitch, have you set a date yet? What? Edna bellowed. Married? Jared looked at me, his eyes pleading for help. Not yet. We were thinking next August, during the Perseid meteor shower, I bluffed. But that seems so far away, Jared said. There's a meteor shower in January. The Quadrantids. When did you two get engaged? Edna yelled. Jared shrugged. Whether it's January or August, the problem still stands. Mrs. Parker, have you heard of the Health and Lifestyle Outreach Program? I checked with our social worker, and she believed you are completely covered under Medicare. She's checking on it now. You mean goddamned fat camp, Edna sneered. I think a 3-week stay would help you reverse some of these trends, Dr. Anderson said, closing the file he had been reading. Edna sighed. When do I have to decide? That's up to you. But the sooner you start making changes, the sooner we can get you out of the danger zone. Dr. Armstrong put the clipboard in a pocket on the edge of the bed. When you boys get things figured out, send me an invite. It's always nice to get good news. As the doctor had left, Jared and I pulled our chairs to the edge of Edna's bed. I've only been gone a day, but I feel like I've missed everything. Edna played with the hospital tag on her wrist. Let's get out of here. I think you have to tell me a few things.